So this is a quick walkthrough of the game Jungle Rumble, Taiwanese game sold in Asia, and tons of fun. It's a lot like Agricola or Puerto Rico if you've ever played those before. Basically the story goes that there's a village. It needs to choose the great village chief, and you are one of 4 kitty cat tribes that are going to basically rise to the top through victory points. You're going to build the biggest farm, have the biggest tribe, or whatever it takes to get there. So we'll go ahead and get started here, show you how to play. You start off with 2 workers, okay? Now your little kitty cat helpers can be either workers or shop vendors, but you start off with workers. So we'll cover shop vendors in a second. And you start off with 1 gold, 4 food. You'll notice I have 2 single unit tokens here, and this is a 2 unit token right here. And over here we have 2 fields separated by 1 waterway, which we'll cover here in a second. So let's go over the 4 phases, okay? So starting off, you as leader, I'll be starting player as indicated by this token. I will start off with the wake phase. At the beginning of my turn, if both my kitty cats are awake, I get a bonus food. So we'll go ahead and start with that. And if I had any that were asleep, I'd be able to flip 1 over for free. But they were both awake, so we don't worry about it. Then you could also pay money for any other additional kitty cats that were asleep. We'll cover that in a bit. Now, the second action is the action phase. So now I'll go ahead and choose one of these actions. And there are 5 of them. There's the monkey boy, where I can choose my workers to be dispatched to pay a gold to the monkey boy, to go out into the jungle, steal a little kitten and bring it back, and then that would add to my tribe. The other action is the beaver man, where he will basically dig me another river so that, or a waterway, so that I can irrigate my fields. And once a field is activated, it will generate 1 food. So whether it has 1 waterway or 2 waterways, doesn't matter. It will just generate a fixed amount of food, 1 unit each. And then there's the tiger boss, where you can basically dispatch 2 workers out there, and you can get 5 food, for example, or 3 workers get 8 food, or just 1 worker and just get 2 food. Basically, that's just a way of getting food. And then you have the raccoon or the raccoon girl, and basically you send out your workers to chase her down and steal or grab gold out of her little bag. And then finally we have the bull brother, who will plow you fields for as many workers as you have. And the more fields you have, of course, the bigger your farm. And if you can irrigate it properly, you'll be able to eat for free every round. So I will choose the bull brother, of course. And I will actually use both my workers to generate 2 fields. So I'll plow out 2 fields. They're not active because they don't have a waterway, but maybe in the next few turns I will be able to put another waterway down there. So bull brother is the chosen action of the leader, which is me. So play continues to the left. This person over here with the white kitties can choose to do it once, or they could pass. If they pass, they get a free food. But in this case, it'd be unwise not to, because fields are very useful, so especially early on in the game. So he'll go ahead and choose that field and spend 1 worker doing it. And then this person will do the same. Okay. And then this person, let's say they pass, okay? And then we'll go ahead and give them an extra bonus food. So they didn't add any fields, but they do get a bonus food because both their kitties are awake and they passed during the follow phase. And it comes back to me, and this guy is done, okay? Now I start with the 4th phase. So we did the wake phase, action phase, follow phase. Now we're going to do the feed phase. So I have to feed my minions, regardless of whether they're sleeping or not. I have to feed them. So each one needs 2 food units. So we can see we got 2 units covered here, so that's 1 kitty taken care of. So then I have to pay another 2 units. Well, I'm not getting them out of these unirrigated fields, so I'll just use that 2 unit food and feed my second kitty. Fed, done and done. If I couldn't feed them, then I'd have to eat a -3 point token. So now that I've fed, the next person gets to go ahead. We don't move the first player token. We simply go leadership moves to the left. So now this person can play leader, okay? Now I can be like to wait for my turn to be a follower. So now they get to choose an action. Let's see here. They're going to go ahead and choose the beaver man. So beaver man will basically allow them to purchase a waterway, so they can put it right here so that they can irrigate this field. They can put it here too. If they did, they get 2 victory points, because at the end you count up the victory points. And oh, and by the way, because it's the beginning of their turn, they get to flip 1 kitty over for free. Okay, so now they're going to go ahead and do the waterway, and we'll go ahead and flip that kitty, and that's that. So that's their action phase. They decide to only do it once. They could have done it twice if they wanted to. And so now this person go ahead and he'll say, oh yeah, I'll go ahead and get a waterway right there, no problem. We'll use my second kitty. All right, and this person says, waterway, bah, okay, no waterway. So he go ahead and get yet another food, okay? And here I'll go ahead and I have to pass. So in other words, I get to flip 1 over, so I pass. All right, so now that action is done. Now they need to feed. So he has 3 fields that can generate food. So that takes care of 1.5 kitties. All right, so the second kitty needs a food, so we'll go ahead and do that. So 1.5 kitties, 1 food gets paid. He's all settled up. Now this person gets to play leader, gets to flip 1 over for free, and his chosen action will be to get more kitties. He'll go ahead and purchase another kitty cat, okay? So he'll go hire the monkey boy, go out into the jungle. He'll dispatch 1 worker to do it, and he'll have to also pay him 1 gold. It doesn't show it on the graphic, but you also have to dispatch a kitty in addition to paying a gold. And then he gets his own tribe's kitty cat. So there's his extra kitty cat. Cannot be used until next turn. So he has to wait until next turn because the kitty cat has to grow up or something. So that's done with his action. This person could choose to go ahead and buy another kitty cat. It's got plenty of food. Oh, why the heck not? Let's go ahead and purchase another kitty cat. So he'll throw in his gold, and he'll go ahead and grab a kitty cat of this color. All right, and then he'll get to use them too as it comes around. And then I'm going to go ahead and pass and just flip over a kitty cat, and this person will pass, flip over a kitty cat. All right, the monkey boy's done, and now he's got to feed him. All right, so he's got 3 food, plus so that's going to be a kitty cat and a half, and then he's got to pay another 2 food for that third kitty cat. So he's got to pay 3 food to the bank. So that's 6 total food that he had to pay to feed his entire tribe. Okay, so he's still got 1 food left though. Now this person goes ahead and takes their turn. Boy, have they got options. You got the tiger boss and the raccoon cow. So he could either dispatch a whole bunch of people to get a bunch of gold. Doesn't need food, so he'll go ahead and do that. Go ahead and choose the raccoon cow. He'll dispatch, let's say 2 kitties to go out and grab 2 bars of gold. All right. So he runs out there, chases down the raccoon cow, and grabs some gold. Okay. I can only do it once, and I'm going to choose not to do it. So I'll go ahead and grab a free food. Whoops. And then this person is going to choose not to do it either, gets his free food. This person's going to pass just for the hey-hays. And then back to here. So Raccoon Co is done, and now it's time to feed her tribe. So let's see. It's got 2 food. That covers 1 worker. He's got to pay another 2 and another 2. So he paid 4 food to feed everybody. All right, but he's got 2 left. So all they've done, and they've gone back to their starting player. The 1 remaining card gets a bonus food thrown on top of it because nobody chose that one. So next round, whoever chooses that one first gets to keep whatever food is accumulated on top of it. So everybody goes ahead and puts their cards back on in. And the starting player now moves to the left. Now this person starts, he gets dips on all the options, all 5 actions. And he's going to choose to, go ahead and grab some more gold. He wants to go grab a bunch of gold for some random reason. So he goes ahead and grabs a whole slew of gold, okay? So he buys 2 golds, so now he's got 3 golds. And now everybody gets to go ahead and do it. So he's going to say, nah, I don't want to do that. And then he says, nah, I'm not going to need that either. So he'll flip 1 over. And I'll go ahead and collect into bonus 1 since both my kitties are winning. So we're back here, flip it over. And then he has feed. So there's 2 and 4. But he doesn't need that many. He'll just knock off 3 from there because he's using all 3 fields. So there's just 1 food he has to pay. And then the next person will go ahead and choose. he doesn't have any gold, so he can't choose the monkey. Instead, he'll go ahead and choose the tiger boss. So he gets the food, grabs the tiger boss, and he's going to go ahead and dispatch 2 workers to utilize the tiger boss to acquire. Look at the little schedule, it says 5. So go ahead and throw a 5 on there. All right, everybody else, let's say passes. Grab an extra food for me for passing, and this person has to pass because both his kitties were sleeping. So now he has to feed. So 2, 4, 6, that's 3 of them, plus another 3 food that he needs to pay. So we could put in the 5 and get 2 change. All right, and then it goes over here. Tiger boss is now deactivated. He gets a free food because he started his turn off with all of his kitty cats awake. So now what he's going to do is he's going to buy another kitty cat, okay? But this time, instead of buying a worker kitty cat, he's going to buy a shop vendor. So buy his own respective kitty cat, shop vendor, and on it goes. And now in the next round, he'll be able, during his wake phase, to go ahead and populate that with food. And then that will be even more victory points. And then it continues on to me, and I will say I don't need any more, but I'll go ahead and buy one too, just for fun. We'll make it a shop vendor as well. And I'll probably, you only choose what kind it will be, food or gold, whenever you populate it with either food or gold respectively. It'll probably be food in my case, gold in his case. And then going over here, he says pass, so he'll flip over one of his kitties, and he'll say pass, flip over a kitty, and back over here, deactivate the monkey boy, and feed. So 2, 4, 6, 8 is what he needs, because he needs to feed the shop vendor too. 2 of those are taken care of, so that makes, we can put in the 10 token and get 6 change. There, all done. All right, so now it's my turn to be leader. So I choose between these 2. I'm going to go ahead and do another waterway. So I'll do waterway, and I'll use only one. Oh, by the way, during my wake phase, all of them are awake. I'll go ahead and grab my 1 food bonus, put some change back in. And during my wake phase, I'm going to populate my shop vendor with 1 food. That will be worth 2 victory points at the end of the game. And now I will dispatch 1 kitty cat to basically get another waterway going. So now I can feed four units of food to my cats, satisfying 2 kitty cats, bringing me down to just 2 to feed the last one. And we'll just say this person couldn't feed all his kitty cats. Suppose he was short 1. All right, so what he has to do is either fire a kitty cat and get 3 food back from the monkey boy as ransom, or he could starve his cat, his poor little kitty cat, and if he does that, he has to eat one of these penalty tokens. At the end, that knocks off 3 points off your overall victory points. And let's go ahead and think about what concludes the game. If you use up all the waterways, then that marks the beginning of the end of the last round. Use up all the fields, same thing, marks the end of the round. And then, of course, if you happen to have 6 kitty cats and you buy a 7th or more kitty cats, you can actually steal from other tribes' collections in the jungle, and basically, and that marks the end as well. So once I've gotten up to my 7th kitty cat, we play out the last of the round all the way back to the starting player, and then after his feed phase is over, that's the end of the game. Okay, so scoring phase. What we got to do is count up all the kitty cats. They're worth 3 victory points each, regardless of whether they're a shop vendor or a worker cat. And so this would be 18 points. And then you count up how much food or gold is on the shop vendor. Okay, so if you have gold, that's worth 3 points each. This person would give you 6. Okay, and then I would have an extra 2 points on top of the tribe points. And then the next thing you'd count are the waterways. So however many waterways. So these would be worth 2. Okay, if I had another one and it was adjacent to only 1 field, that would be only worth 1 victory points. So it'd be 2, 4, and 5 for me. Okay, and then finally you add up whatever unused stuff you have in your stock, be it gold or food. For every 2 food, that's 1 victory point, so that'd be worth 3 victory points right there. And if I had another gold laying out, that'd be worth 1 victory point. Right? And you add them all up, and if there's a tie, then you throw on extra bonus points on top of all the awake kitties, and then you add up that and factor that into the overall score, and that should usually break the tie. And whoever has the most victory points is the great village chief.